What if I told you that making magical potions like these is easier than you think? Today I'll show you a secret to crafting stunning fantasy potions with just a few simple supplies. These are perfect for D&D, cosplay, or just your shelf curiosities. Next, we'll grab these small glass jars with corks. I got mine from Hobby Lobby, but any container works just fine. Now, after we get these filled with water, we're going to be using the 136.30 Hz heart ohm frequency. It might sound a little mystical, but it's a way of charging the water with energy, almost like giving it a heartbeat. Think of it as putting the soul into your potion before we add the color and sparkle. Next, we're going to take some food coloring and add just a couple drops into each jar. A little goes a long way here, and you don't need much to transform the water into something that looks completely magical. Each color will set the tone for the kind of potion you're creating, whether it's fire red, mystical blue, or something entirely your own. Next up, we're adding mica powder to our potions. I've got a bunch of colors here, but I've found that I've really enjoyed the yellow and purple the most for these. And just a heads up, a little bit goes a long way. I actually went a bit overboard with a couple of them and they ended up looking a little muddy. They still turned out awesome, but the trick is to go slow and just add a little bit at a time until you get a color you're happy with. And once that's done, we're just going to grab a paper towel and wipe the tops of those bottles to make sure that it's all nice and clean. And then we'll just take our hot glue gun and run a bead of glue around each cork. And this will seal our potions and make them completely watertight. Now the reason I'm making these is that I'll be heading to the Arkansas Renaissance Festival here in a couple weeks, and I want to hand these out as little trinkets while I explore and meet people. So if you happen to get one, I'd love to hear what you think. Also let me know what other kinds of trinkets you'd like to see in future festivals. Now we're going to wrap some natural jute around our potions. Instead of tying a traditional knot, we'll make a small loop on the top and leave a tail at the bottom. Then just wrap the cord around the bottle until you're happy with how it looks. When you're done, take the other end of the string, thread it through the top loop, and while holding both ends tight, pull that bottom string. This will slide the loop down and lock everything into place, creating a secure, decorative wrap. Now once you have all that done, all that's left to do is just to trim off the excess string here, and then take a lighter and just burn off all of the extra fuzzy bits that you have left on there. And then you end up with a pretty compelling potion as it is. But I want to take these a little bit further, since I'll be passing them out. I wanted to include my logo on these. So I just printed the logo in black and white on some cardstock and soaked that piece of paper in some tea and then let it dry. From there, just a matter of cutting them out and Mod Podging them in place. So I'll do a nice little coat on the back of those to stick them on. Align them up nicely how I'd like them to be fit, and then I'll just take a little bit more Mod Podge over the surface of those to protect them and seal them in. On the circular ones, I did have to cut them a little bit just to make them slide over that, but they all came out very nice. And if they want to just clean these up and take these logos off afterwards, they'll be easy to peel off and just clean up with some alcohol. Now to actually seal them up, I'm going to be using some wax seals, so I'll just put those in some ice to keep them nice and cold from doing this many of them. And then I'll just be putting a good amount of wax on the tops of each of these just so they can flow over and add to the look and have enough to seal there. You can take this as far as you want, really. I wanted to have quite a bit of overflowing on there, so that's what I did. I also did some blue or some green and red wax for these just to help kind of use contrasting colors with the warm tones and the cool tones. But I think that gives them a very nice aesthetic to them. Now to finish these up, I'm just going to take some metallic markers and very carefully just glide those over the top of that imprint just to highlight the design that's on those seals. Ends up with a very nice bit of contrast and really makes these unique. Now if you need these supplies, I'll have them all linked down below. And that's it. Your D&D inspired potions are ready to display, gift, or hand out at your next event. I hope you had as much fun making these as I did. If you try this project, drop a comment below and let me know how yours turned out. And if you want more tips, help, or just want to connect with other tabletop and craft enthusiasts, come join our Discord community. Link is in the description down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.